fighter. I'm 41-0 with 40 KOs. Forget the draw because that wasn't no draw. I knocked him out. Jack Reese showed favoritism. He had an emotional connection to Fury because of his story, along with everybody else, along with the commentary, because they had emotional connection, which you don't do. Jack Reese said he went off the spirit of boxing and not the rules. What are you talking about? Your job is to count. That's one of your jobs, is to count. No fair. When you go back and look, when you see Fury getting up, first off, he didn't even start counting immediately. He's over him. He's counting. Then he's got the four, because the outside person folks already start counting. He picks up what they count. So it's supposed to be 4, 5, 6, 8. Fury getting up. You can see him pausing. You can see it. 9. Then he allowing them to come back. You got to count them out. Now you go back and look at that fight, and you look at. Man, I have to go back to the fight and see this. I think Harvey. Man, I can't say the fight right now, so I can't get the information. And you can see how a real referee counts a person out 1 through 10. And Jack Reese, that was all emotional decision. All those things add up and accumulate to people think, well, he really won when he didn't win. He didn't.
That's it. This nigga a clown. You a clown. You a clown. And I had to play this clip to illustrate the point where Deontay Wilder and his Wildette fans, the zombie fans, they have this lower frequency vibration thought process where, again, you heard excuses. This is from 2019, September. Shout out to Radio right here. So talking about, after the first fight, obviously this is before the rematch where he got demolished. Still making an excuse, blaming Paulie Malignaggi, blaming the ref, Jack Reese. Remember, the pattern still continued. The pattern, even though he said he won, he said the 2 knockdowns and the fact that the 12th round should have been a knockout, he said he won. He's still complaining after the first fight. Right? He can't have it his way. And the Wildcat fans cling on to that shit like leeches. Oh yeah. Remember the count theory? The count, late count, and that was debunked. You know what I'm saying? Like, these damn excuses, bro, they are just, they just come out the woodworks. They come out with excuse after excuse. Wilder come out with excuse after excuse. The Wildcats come out with excuse after excuse. LDBC, PBC, Al Heyman come with excuses after excuses after excuses. This man can't own up to his own mistakes. That's why he'll never be champion again. Never. He'll be a gatekeeper after he gets mollywopped again by Tyson Fury. 3 months ain't enough time. Even if the fight was 2 years from now, it still ain't enough time. If he had a rematch 2 years from now, it ain't enough time. This motherfucker has, deficiencies. He's an autistic boxer. Very limited. Can't fight off the back foot. Can't clinch. Not an inside fighter. Not a volume puncher. Not a combination puncher. You know what I'm saying? Not a counter puncher. Nothing. Just a puncher, bruh. That's all you are with a right hand. And you need space to land that right hand. And when you are crowded, when you bite off of feints and jabs, you have a very low frequency IQ. Which is why when stuff don't go your way, your motherfucking ass want to blame everybody else. Paulie Malignaggi. You throw Paulie Malignaggi under the bus. You ban him from doing commentary. You try to get the motherfucker fired. And I'm gonna read a little quote from Paulie Malignaggi talking about how Wilder's camp has yes men. And the problem with Al Heyman, right? And this goes back to Al Heyman, the motherfucker that you never see. You hear his name 1,000 times, but you never see. Gets praised by the LDBC, formerly praised by me when I thought that motherfucker was the shit. And he ain't shit. Taking money from a white man and shit like that. Talking about he's pro-black. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. All he cares about is money. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Al Heyman is to blame for everything. Is to blame for his fighter's behavior. Is to blame for PBC going under the tank. Is to blame for everything, bro. Is to blame for the fact that Wilder Fury 2, was successful on some levels, but they still ain't make a profit like that. They really ain't make no damn profit. They barely broke even. But that's all Al Heyman's fault, is my point. And this is all Al Heyman's fault as well. Because when a guy like Paulie Malignaggi proclaims that you have yes men in your camp, right? and you let excuses like costume gate. Well, ain't no costume gate. That's basically what Deontay Wilder said. He blamed his performance on his costume being 40 pounds, weakening his legs. You see, when you have stuff like that, you allow Al Heyman, you allow that stuff to surface and go to mainstream media. And now Deontay Wilder will be forever known as the boxer with weak ass legs, where he got his ass whooped by a goddamn show enough from the Last Dragon in the year 3020 costume that beat his ass before even Tyson Fury got a hold of this punk ass. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, real quick, man. You know, Paulie Malignaggi says that Deontay Wilder tried to get him fired from a Showtime job, and the fact that he got a lot of yes men in his camp. And I totally agree. He got yes men in his camp, and he got yes men online because his fans only exist on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But let me read a quick quote of Paulie Malignaggi. He said, quote, Deontay Wilder in the ring, I'm not going to make excuses. An analyst for Showtime, and then he made 40 of them. All right? Contradiction. There's so much contradiction with Deontay Wilder. It's like, it's to the point where you can't keep up with the contradictions. You can't keep up. Yeah, a 40-pound costume weak in my legs. Yeah, I train with a 45-pound vest, you know, when I do my training. Yeah, we're not making no excuses, man. No excuse when I knock your ass out. Oh, the 40-pound costume weak in my legs. Anthony Durrell influenced Mark Breland to throw in the towel. The ref ain't do his job. He blamed Kenny Bayless and Jack Reeves. Remember, he's going after two refs. But Al Heyman supposed to be the most powerful motherfucker in boxing, right? Why didn't Al Heyman allow or control the refs and the judges? See, when shit don't go your way, you become a goddamn spoiled brat. You blaming everybody, but Al Heyman, your daddy, supposed to take care of everything. He supposed to make sure you got the judges on your side. You got the motherfucking referee on your side. Kenny Bayless is making sure that your ass ain't get knocked the fuck out without throwing in that goddamn towel, and making sure that when your ass got knocked down those 2 times, you had enough time to recover, and also took a point away from no goddamn reason from Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. I'm sorry to go on a rant about that. Let me finish the quote. What he said. He said, and then he made 40 of them. You know what I mean? And he's not the first guy to do that. Not to say he is, but again, from a competitive standpoint, I totally am with him, and you don't accept a loss. You figure out a reason why that happened. Reading on the quote real quick. He said, quote, here's the problem I have, and this is why I think where Deontay Wilder had a problem in the last couple years. Nobody around him is honest anymore, in my opinion, because when you say certain things publicly, you've already said them in your circle. You don't just randomly say stuff publicly that you're not said in your circle, even passing, okay? So starting from the first Fury fight, somebody should have been like, yo, player, you didn't win the first fight. We got away with it. Just run with it and say, yo, I'm going to make this even better the next time. I got the knockdowns. Say you even like the result. Say you even felt like the result wasn't a rivalry, but you don't go saying like people were out of their minds to think you've lost the first fight when you got outclassed in the first fight. See, I agree with that. So Paulie Malignaggi ain't no yes man. He's, in my opinion, the best boxing commentator right now. The best. He don't pull no punches, and he ain't no yes man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no yes man. He's able to break down fights and analyze fights and actually convey the message where the actual casual fan can understand. That's what you want to do. Really relay the message to an actual casual fan. You know what I'm saying? But when things don't go your way, you don't look in the mirror. You blame everybody else. That's called, you know what that's called? That's called fear. That's called fear. And that is something that Deontay Wilder, his fear and his idiosyncrasies towards him being so deficient as a fighter, right? Where he has to blame everybody else and not just, look in the mirror and say, man, I got a lot of shit to work on and be better at. You know what I'm saying? That's what he doesn't do. He's never done that, and he'll never do that. Which is why he'll never be champion. Which is why guys like AJ, who took his loss like a man, didn't make zero excuses. People around him made excuses or speculation, but he didn't make any excuses at all, period. That lets you know he was raised right. That lets you know he has the right people around him. that lets you know he's centered correctly. Unlike Wilder, who is uncentered, unbalanced, completely off his rocker, mentally unstable, has a lower frequency vibration when it comes to thinking. He doesn't think. He has an IQ of a doorknob, and his fans are the same way. His zombie-like, coronavirus-like fans are the same way. Very simple-minded, very naive, very gullible. Just a low-hanging fruit, pygmy mentality with guys that have doorknob of IQs. You know what I'm saying? Just like Deontay Wilder and his fans. Feeble-minded motherfuckers on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Totally agree with Paulie Malignaggi. Got yes man in his camp. Al Heyman failed him. Al Heyman failed the PBC. And that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Try to get him fired. Ban him from commentary. Just show a lot of insecurities. And that's another word I wanted to say. He's very insecure. He's not only fearful, but he's insecure. Deontay Wilder is extremely insecure about himself and has a lot of idiosyncrasies that he doesn't want to release to the public about himself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those are my thoughts on that, family. Leave your comments down below. GMOGSportsTV. You already know what it is, family. Till next time, make sure you follow me on Instagram at GMOGMedia TV. You already know what it is. Signing out. Peace.